What's excuse me? What's going on, traders? I'm gonna go ahead and jump through all the pairs that we're watching right now. Starting off, oh, excuse me, hiccups. Starting off with USD CHF. Hold on. All right, I think I got it. Got the hiccups figured out. All right, guys. So USD CHF, we had a big move. I was kind of watching and waiting for this to react to this these fib levels. I had mentioned, I think earlier, 618, 50. In between there, there's usually a reaction of some sort. So once I saw this going sideways, I was waiting for it to kind of react from this level, but I wasn't 100% sure on timing, so we didn't jump in. Well, we had our move today, and it really broke through. You saw this around 4 o'clock yesterday, so I actually went over this pair, but I couldn't predict it from here. I couldn't predict a fall from this support level for a drop like that. But it happened, and we saw it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 consecutive hours it dropped down. So that's nuts. That's absolutely ridiculous. And it happened. Okay, and then you see the USD JPY. It actually went the other direction. So I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was really had anything to do with the fundamentals here, but it's kind of staying within yourself, staying within your the trades that you usually take, and not trying to run into chase after trades, man. It's like a full-time thing not to chase. This pullback was definitely foreseeable to an extent. I probably would not have picked a profit target too much higher than this. Maybe the 618. I like to aim at the 618. So number 1, number 2 on the profit targets. Other than that, it's kind of difficult to really call this one. If you were to jump into this, it would look like this. And again, I saw this yesterday, but I didn't foresee that it would jump like this. So that's the 618 profit target. Stop loss is like that, so almost a 2 risk reward, which is nice. But I didn't foresee this, and it's just not in my vocabulary yet to be able to pick that trade out, to be honest. Maybe through analyzing and doing this enough times, maybe I can call this. But yesterday when I was looking, I believe we were looking at either this bar or this bar, one of the two. Probably this one, probably the 4 o'clock bar as it was forming. Yeah, so I was looking at this bar heavily, and I didn't really see a pullback and then a bounce. Just not what I was seeing. Even the MACD doesn't necessarily look very bullish here. So, and this is why it's okay. You're not going to catch all the moves. You don't need to. So I mentioned we were going to watch this. You can kind of see I'm out right now. And this is a 4 risk reward. So based on this play, this is why I don't have to trip about getting every single play correct, right? Or catching every single play. Because when I'm right, it's more than enough. This isn't about being greedy. It's about being consistent in this game. And it's also being aware. So being aware of what happened with the USD pairs, even though I didn't win, didn't see it, at least I can go back and see that I missed certain parts of it. I hope that makes sense. So if I can't see a move real time, at least I'm able to analyze charts to a level proficient enough for me to say, all right, I missed this move. That means something. It's bigger than just making money. It's more about like seeing the fastball than hitting the fastball. I keep talking about that. I keep using that analogy, that baseball analogy, because I feel like it's the realest one. It's like you're never going to be able to trade at that level if you can't see the fastball itself. You're going to be able to. You're going to need to be able to see it before you can actually hit it. So, anyways, 228 is today. Yeah, last day of February. We're good there. And the next day, I'll go ahead and get out right here because we've got some crowding. These look like reversal bars. These don't look like continuation situation. MACD looks really, really healthy though. I will admit that. There's a second entry right here that I could or could not have taken. It depends. And we're like almost to a pivot pull back, but not quite, right? So I'm going to get out of this core position right now because we're at previous low, and then I'm going to look to combo in the next position. Maybe maybe we pull down to this baseline area. I'm going to go ahead and extend this over. Something like that. But dude, this is like a monster move that we're talking about. So this is where we're at, 484, and I'm going to get out, but this is 11%. So we got maybe some leg room. So we're about right here. I'll say 484 to be conservative here. End of the month. I like this. I like this a lot. I bled a little bit on this position too. So you notice I played this off the key level. It was in the red for a while. We dropped down. There's a pullback here. It's kind of one of those things where I might have been able to just make that play if I was heads up, if I was like paying attention right here, just for these couple bars, and I could have jumped in and kind of rode the wave down further. Not my style as much. I rather would place a pivot entry and have it hands free. Just in case you guys are new to the channel or haven't watched the previous videos or whatnot, the pivot entry, this is the pyramid reversal strategy that I like playing. It's just a setup, my go-to setup, and I look for a direction that we're going. I make a similar profit target overall, just in general, and then we have a stop loss beyond the pivot area. So these are pivot lines, this green, blue, green, and it's pretty much a cumulative average of the previous day's move. So we're inherently better than 1-to-1, which is always a win. Again, go back and look at, I explain all this stuff, but I don't want to take too much time in doing that because I try to make short videos nowadays. Stop loss is way up here. We would be in if this price actually pulled back and touched that blue line. It didn't though. So this isn't happening. But this would have been good for another 2% on top of that 4% here. So we're at like 6% off of a move that happened 1, 2, so 3 days ago. So we're 3 days in, and we make 6%, which is not bad, especially when you can do it consistently. Anyways, yeah, that's what that looks like. Let me see, NZD CAD. Opportunity to take this, actually, right in here. Yeah, 2 hours where we actually touched and might have got triggered. What you got to remember whenever you're trying to get triggered is the price has to move beyond where your limit order is, really. So sometimes you can cheat just a tad, so move a little bit beyond that blue line. But price has to trigger your entry point, and then your broker has their fees. So there's usually like a couple pips of slippage, I guess. Something to keep in mind once you're actually live trading. But let's make it clear, I am against paper trading because it makes you unrealistic in your approach, because you're looking at dollar signs instead of technique. Technique is how you get paid, not taking random positions or over leveraging or just ramping up your the pip amount or whatever. You have fake money, you got 50,000 in there, and you're taking trades that are making you, $10,000, $20,000, whatever. Anybody can flip a coin and get lucky on a trade, a single trade. But can you go 6 months making 10% each month? Now you have something that you can duplicate. Now you have something that you can continue to, hone the skill and build your portfolio. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Anyways, NZD CAD, there's opportunity right here to play this. So I'm going to go ahead and write this in. But what you'll notice is I'm not doing an actual entry, but this is like acknowledging that I saw this play. So we can see the percentage gains that we could have potentially made if we were heads up on this play, particularly. Okay, GBP on the next. Looks like we won here. Close that out. Maybe. Anyways, we're going to... Oh, already closed it out. Damn. Should have held it. Would have made a little bit more. Alright, next video.